This is the hardest video I've had to make. Fans of Axis Communications and Entertainment, I'm sorry. For this month of February, there will be no giant robots. So in the meantime, this is your tactical forecast for the month of February 2021. Replacing all scheduled giant robots will be Exit Fate every day at noon until February 18th, wherein the game is complete. So please, I humbly beg of you, watch the series until its completion. Thank you very much in advance. Replacing Exit Fate when it's done will be the recordings and some of the stream archives for Final Fantasy VI Eternal Crystals. It is a ROM hack of Final Fantasy VI that came some 10 years ago by the looks of things. I happen to own a physical copy that was on a repro cart, so we'll be enjoying and exploring that video game. For our Saturday afternoon movie, we will be rotating now Front Mission 3, Sailor Moon RPG, and Omori, wherein we have a deep analysis of my unpleasant childhood. Fun! In February, from the 9th to the 15th, I will be on vacation. No work means more streaming, as well as indulging in my very terrible sleep habits. I will be playing through Hitman, the whole series as it is on the newer consoles, the newer generation. I have everything set up for Hitman 1, 2, and 3 to play into one another. We'll play with raw data, as in fresh from install on an account that is not my regular account, so we can get all the trophies, achievements, so on and so forth. That playthrough will be Hitomi no Man. Everybody must die. And that's not to say that I will be killing everybody. That just means there will be no knockouts. If anybody needs to be knocked out, they will die within seconds. Just because let's do something different. I'll be playing through Hitman 1, Hitman 2, Hitman 3 in succession, wherein I will do all of the mission stories, which are the in-game clues to how to get to your target. And each time I start that stage again, or move on to the next stage, the next location, I will be using anything that I unlocked previously. If I unlocked a handgun, I must use it in that next run. If I unlocked an explosive, or a tool, or something unique and interesting, I must use it in the next run. Just so some of the stuff that, if you played Hitman, some stuff is not smart to use, some stuff is very smart to use, and some stuff is very niche. Let's have a great showtime. We will also take that week off to try and finish Kagero Deception 2, as well as continue to play Final Fantasy VI Eternal Crystals. Pludplah and Zappa vs. the Shelf will continue as regular per every Friday, with whatever item I happen to either finish building or grab from the shelf. By the looks of things, I have about 3 or 4 more models from the current Barbatos set before we move on to participate in an associate's year-long event. Hopefully I will get his project done as well. Speaking of projects, the Super Robot Wars retrospective is on indefinite hold. For as much as I really want to do something with all of my games and not have to spend years upon years doing Let's Plays of each one, the plans that I had for what I wanted to do, I can't find the time and the inspiration and syncing those two things up to actually get something done. When I'm inspired and I have ideas, I'm unable to act on them because I have these ideas while I'm at work, and I am upwards of 4 hours away from even leaving. And then when I have the time, I spend it on recording or catching up on sleep or other minute projects that come along, rather than doing a full-on like sort of review and dialogue over each game. I may, and I could use my time in February to do this, I may try to set myself up for at least playing the first stage of every game. But even then, it's like, do I want to? Well, no, it's not. Do I want to? Is that the approach that I want? I'm very terribly undecided on what I want to do. Less I. But I do at least have all of my resources and affairs in order, aside from a small situation with the Sega Saturn. But I digress. That is the plan for February. Somewhere in there will also be yet another Tokyo Treat unboxing, which is something I realize I tend to forget mentioning. So the candy box will occur sometime in February, which will be the March box. And unless something interesting comes up, such as forgetting that I could finish F91 during that week off, that will be February. March will resume robots as it should be, so stay tuned for March when the robots come back. That does not mean that I will not stream robots on a day off. If I can get co-hosts together, perhaps I'll stream Robot Wars 64, or I might try to wrap up F91 while I'm on stream, and the VODs will just have to wait until March. So, as I said at the beginning, I greatly apologize to all of you who are here for the giant robot shenanigans, antics, and collection. February 4th marks the 3-year anniversary of this channel, and it is an absolute far cry from the project that it was supposed to be. Those of you still listening and didn't know, the original form of the channel was myself, the Queen of Space, and friend of the channel Darian Spider. As a cosplay team, this was supposed to be our channel for our things. It's like we had plans for sit-down discussions. Back in the day, I did like game shows and interviews at conventions. Darian Spider would have his own Let's Plays on the weekend. And as time went on, after about a year, the two of them started their own businesses, and they're doing very well in those ventures. That's good. That left me with this, and I could either take it on completely as my own, or let it fall into the void. And I chose not to let it fall into the void. I chose to stick around and try to play the YouTube game. Sure, I'm not very good at it, but I enjoy what I do. I like documenting the weird giant robot shit that I get to get my hands on. But that being said, the little history lesson there, that means that for my 3-year anniversary on this channel, taking a break from the robots. So we're finishing up a bunch of RPG stuff that I had started, finally picking up the RPGs that I've had in hand for many, many, many years. I thought I had it into that sentence and then I lost it. But thank y'all for watching. Please do stay tuned for the fantasy RPG antics, collections, and video games. Stay tuned after that to return to giant robot antics, collections, Gunpla, model kit reviews, so on and so forth. and I thank y'all for watching. I managed to ramble long enough to hit 10 minutes. Good night, Space Lord.